everyone, and welcome to our information and video all about Move-In 2023.
It's the totally rad information video about Move-In.
That's right. I don't know if you can tell, but we are decked out in our 90s fashion.
Look at this fanny pack.
The people moving in weren't even alive in the 90s.
No, they weren't.
So this is what it looked like.
This is more for the parents than the students.
That's right.
I think.
Your parents are like, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, if you were raised on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Saved by the Bell, I don't even know if we could say those names because they're copyrighted, but that's what we were going for.
That's right. So this year is totally rad. We are so excited for Move-In this year. We've got a lot of really fun things planned that we're going to get to. But before that, we want to share all of the important information that you need to know to have a really smooth move-in process. And we'll kick it off by talking about move-in dates.
Yeah, that's important.
It's coming really soon.
It is the date of this recording. We're 22 days away.
Who's counting? Chris is.
Me.
We didn't even introduce ourselves. We should do that before we jump in, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so my name is Catherine, and I'm joined here by...
She already said my name. I'm Chris.
This is Chris, and we're very excited, again, to jump into all of this information. So we'll go ahead and jump into those dates. Those dates are going to be August 9th through the 11th, and those dates are going to be for the Kennesaw campus. And then the Marietta campus is going to be on August 10th and the 11th. And you'll be able to see on your screen some important information there with specific times. So from the 9th through the 10th for the Kennesaw campus, move-in is going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. But on the 11th, you'll see that it's only from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's a little bit of a shorter day. And for the Marietta campus, on the 10th, it will be from 9 to 4 p.m. And on the 11th, again, from 9 to 12 p.m. So we're changing a little up this year, a little bit.
But there's a reason.
That's right.
So it may seem a little weird. We're only doing move-in for 3 hours on that last day. We are planning a totally tubular event.
Tubular.
Radical. I don't know any other words. Awesome. On that Friday evening, you're going to see a lot of advertisements for it. We want all the students settled in their rooms by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon so they can grab a bite to eat and then come out to this event that we're having. You don't want to miss it.
You don't, and I'll share more information at the end, so make sure that you stick around until then. So let's jump into all the important stuff, and we're going to start with move-in arrival times. So move-in arrival times are very important. By this point, everyone that is watching this is an absolute expert on time tickets, because we've talked about time tickets in every single step of the housing application. So you've already received a time ticket to select your move-in arrival time. And so that move-in arrival time is basically designated for you to show up to campus. So this is the time where you will arrive with your family to campus. It's gonna be a 30-minute time window. And you'll see on the housing portal different times available between those 3 dates that we've talked about if you're on the Kennesaw campus, and those 2 dates on the Marietta campus. And you're gonna select one of these time windows. And again, this is a designated time for you to move in. This really allows for our communities to have a really smooth check-in process, because if all of you arrive at the same time, it'll be chaos.
It'll be chaos.
Yeah, so we don't want that to happen. And so what we ask is that once you select that 30-minute time window, you arrive to campus between that 30-minute time window. You don't have 30 minutes to move all your stuff in. We know that's insane. So it's really just the time where you are going to arrive to campus with your family. So, speaking of coming with your family, we ask that you kindly come in no more than 2 vehicles. So I know that you want to bring your entire house with you.
Your grandma, your aunt, your uncle.
That's right. But please don't. Send them pictures.
Yeah.
Live stream it on Instagram if you want.
FaceTime them.
FaceTime them, but we ask that you bring 2 vehicles and no more than 2 to 3 guests when you come to campus and you arrive. And that's really what that's gonna do. It's gonna avoid congestion in our hallways, on the roadways as well, because you know all these cars on campus, it's gonna cause a little bit of traffic. And these hallways are kind of narrow.
Yeah,
so
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's a lot of people in some small spaces. So we kindly ask 2 vehicles for your stuff. Don't bring a U-Haul. You won't need it. You don't have space in your room for all that stuff. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit later, but 2 vehicles and 2 to 3 guests to help you move in. And so that's basically the gist of it. That's kind of the main things. But I want to clarify a few things that we get in our frequently asked questions. And one of them is, what happens if I don't sign up for a move-in arrival time?
So if you don't sign up for a move-in arrival time, we will not issue one to you. It's important that you do go through that step. If you haven't picked one yet, it may be because you don't see a time listed on your preferred day. That is all that we have available. We have a very structured system to account for everybody who's moving in. So if you don't pick a move-in day or time, you don't get to move in.
Right.
That point blank.
Yeah.
That's a joke. Please don't forget to sign up for a move-in arrival time. We want you here. We want you to move in. It is recommended that you do select a move-in arrival time and stick to it. But if you don't pick one, you can show up between 9 and 4. We do have some after-hours check-in options if for some reason you run late or forget about move-in.
Please don't forget about move-in. It's very important. Also, it's so exciting. How could you forget? All right. Another question that we get a lot is, how do I cancel or reschedule my arrival time? Let's say I pick something and then I started talking to my family members and your mom's like, I got to work. We can't come that day. What do I do?
Yeah, so you should have seen the screen recording of how you pick a move-in arrival time at the start of this segment. You'll see in that screen recording, after you pick a time, there's a little button that pops up right next to the time you pick that says cancel. All you have to do is click that button, a little confirmation window will pop up and it'll say, are you sure you want to cancel? And you can. We do recommend looking at the available time slots before you cancel yours, because you may be giving up a really prime arrival time that someone else might want. So before you cancel it, make sure there's something else available for you on your preferred day and time.
That's right. And so what happens if a student, doesn't see something that they want on there? Like, can they call? Are there any exceptions?
Unfortunately not. So we're not going to add any more arrival times. What you see is what we have very strategically built out. We know what we can handle from a logistics standpoint. Like Catherine was mentioning, the traffic, the cars, the unloading. We know what we can handle. So if you don't see something available, it's because it's already been selected, and you can call us, but we're not going to be adding any more times for you to pick from.
Yeah, so very important. Go in the housing portal, make sure that you do that. So that's like the first main thing that you want to do in order to have a smooth move-in process. And the second is going to be completing the pre-arrival checklist. And so Chris and I are going to talk a little bit about what are these items in the pre-arrival checklist. You've already started receiving emails about this. So make sure that you are checking your student email, I would say every day.
Every day.
Every day between now and move-in and once you start school. It's just a good practice.
It is, because you probably know this by now, but we don't email your personal email account.
That's right.
The minute you start your housing application, we only communicate via the KSU student email address.
Yeah.
You can really easily add it to your phone. There's documentation on that on UITS's website, but definitely check it every day.
That's right.
Multiple times a day.
Yeah, so first thing on that pre-arrival checklist is going to be to complete a photo submission for your talent card if you did not attend an in-person orientation session. So if you attended an in-person orientation session, then you've already got your talent card with you. Don't leave it at home. That happens.
Don't pack it.
Don't put it in your luggage.
Carry it with you in your wallet,
That's
your
right.
purse, your crossbody bag that are real popular these days.
Somewhere that you can access it
A
very
fanny
easily.
pack, perhaps.
Yeah, get a fanny pack for move-in so you'll be on theme and put your talent card inside of it. So don't forget that. If you didn't attend an in-person orientation session, then you will need to complete the online photo submission, and you need to do so before August 1st. If you do it after August 1st, then it will delay your move-in experience because you will need to get out of your car, you need to go to Talent One, you need to go get a talent card. So make your life easier by submitting a photo online, and then you'll be able to actually pick up that talent card during the drive-through process, right?
Right, correct.
So very, very easy. Make sure that you don't leave it at home. Have your talent card with you. The second thing is going to be setting up your 6-digit lock access PIN. So can you talk to us about this lock access PIN? What is it for and why is it so important?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the Marietta campus and a large chunk of the Kennesaw campus, we actually have just recently completed a project where we have gotten rid of physical bedroom door keys.
That's right.
It was a significant expense. We're really excited about it, but your talent card is actually the key to your unit, your primary unit door, and for a lot of you, your bedroom door. Mm-hmm. So we take security very seriously here. And so your 6-digit lock access PIN, it's like a dual authentication. So if I were to lose my card, my talent card on campus, Someone couldn't get into my room unless they also put in the 6-digit PIN to unlock my door. So before you get to campus, you need to set up your 6-digit PIN because otherwise you're going to go through the check-in process, you're going to get to your room, and your card's not going to work. And it's because you haven't set up that PIN. So please make sure to do that.
Yeah.
We know who haven't. We know those of you who haven't done your PIN. You'll be getting a lot of emails as we get closer to movement about pushing you to do that.
Yes. One question that we get about the PINs quite often that I want to talk about now is, do I share that PIN with my roommate? Do we both need to have the same PIN?
It is independent of your roommate. Your PIN is yours and yours alone. I do know, I believe this to be true. I don't think it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think it can be your birthday. I don't think it could be any of your KSUID numbers, like the numbers in your KSUID number. You have to choose something really unique.
Yeah. So make sure that you complete that. It really just makes your experience so much easier because then when you get to your door, you're like ready to go. You're ready to put in that PIN, present your talent card, and head on in.
You're ready to move in.
That's right. All right, so that's the second thing. Third thing is going to be completing all of the KSU immunization requirements. Make sure that you are going to their website to see what those immunization requirements are and how to submit those, but make sure that those are completed before you get here. And then this is the question that the parents are always like, okay, just tell me when this is. And it's the payment deadline.
Oh yeah, when's the bill due?
When do I have to pay for this? And so payment deadline is going to be August 18th. That is a Friday. That is also your drop ad deadline. So if you're going to make any changes to your schedule or your meal plan, you're going to have to do those before August 18th. So if you've got questions about payment options, what it looks like to pay, you're going to reach out to the bursar's office. And so make sure that you reach out to them if you have got any questions for that. All right, moving right along is going to be purchasing a parking permit if you are going to bring a car to campus. So if you're going to be bringing a car to campus, you do need to purchase a residential parking permit so that you don't receive a citation when you are here on campus. It'll show you which options are available for your specific community, so make sure that you do that. Review our packing list. We do it for a reason, Chris.
There are do's and don'ts to packing.
That's right.
There are things you can bring and there are things that you absolutely cannot bring with you.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful, well-designed newsletter. I don't know how else to say it.
It's a packing list.
A packing list on our website. You can check that out on our move-in page. Please follow it. Don't bring anything you're not allowed to have. Specifically, Caleb Lee, our director of facilities, no LED light strips. We know they're cool and fun, but at the end of the year at move-out time, if those LED light strips do damage to your room, it's about $350, $400 to repair those.
Yeah. So just leave those at home. I think we also talk about like our pet policy in there, right? About people are like, can I bring my lizard? No. Please don't bring your lizard. Or tarantulas or any other creatures that you've got. You can bring a fish in a 10-gallon or less tank.
Correct.
So anything else other than that, please leave it at home. And then the last thing in your pre-arrival checklist, and it's optional, but it's going to be enrolling in renter's insurance. And there's something new in the housing portal in regards to this, so I don't know if you want to share about that.
Yeah, we partnered with a company called GradGuard, and all they do all day long is renter's insurance for college students who live in on-campus housing. And so GradGuard reached out to us and they said, we'd love to offer our services to your students. We built it into the housing application. We know a lot of you have opted into the renter's insurance. Highly recommend it. I know on our sheet it says it's optional, but strongly encourage you to get renter's insurance. For those with parents or guardians who might have a homeowner's policy, I would definitely recommend you check with your parent or guardian's insurance company to see if you're covered by default. If not, the GradGuard opportunity is pretty cheap, in my opinion. It's about $150 for the entire year, and you're covered. Your belongings are covered. If you do any damage, that's covered to the building. It's huge.
Yeah. I think the reason that we emphasize this so much is because we've seen things. We've seen a lot of things, and it's not always about you. It's about maybe your roommates or what the person above you or below you or beside you. Really anywhere. Anywhere close to you, something could happen. And so make sure that you just get some peace of mind by getting some renter's insurance.
But, not to dwell on the renter's insurance, but housing and residence life, we do not cover any of your belongings. If they get damaged, lost, stolen, that's all on you to pay the replacement fee for.
So all in all, if you take anything away from this is complete your pre-arrival checklist and get some renter's insurance.
Please.
All right, so moving along, we're going to talk about early move-in. There's some special populations that get some early move-in. So Chris, can you share some information about that?
Sure. Catherine mentioned our move-in days, August 9th through the 11th. Please don't forget, there are 2 special populations that we allow to move in early. They are the only ones. We have marching band, and your move-in date is Saturday, August 5th. And we have sorority recruitment. Your move-in date is Tuesday, August 8th. And so we just got those lists for marching band and sorority recruitment, so you've been tagged as that specific population. If you go into the housing portal, you're going to see appointment times for marching band on the 5th, sorority recruitment on the 8th, and you'll be able to pick from the available times. The process is identical to a non-marching band, non-sorority student. But you do, even though we have designated a special day for you, we do need you to go in and pick a move-in time in the housing portal, just so we know when to anticipate you, when our peak times might be. We might need to have some more staff around in the area, things like that. But again, if you have not registered for sorority recruitment, have not been invited to participate in marching band, this doesn't apply to you. You would have done that months ago. We're just now getting to the point where we're finalizing those lists, tagging the students, and letting you pick your early arrival time.
Perfect. What about students that are participating in the Honors LLV?
So in the Honors LLV, you received an email from our Living Learning Villages at kennesaw.edu, and your window has already closed to opt in to the early move-in. I think the last I heard, there's 57 honor students who are moving in early, somewhere in that range. And so you're going to receive information from our team on the LLVs, but I believe your move-in day is also August 7th? Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Behind the curtain. August 7th is the honors move-in.
So if you're not in any of these 3 special populations, there's no possibility of early move-in. So if you reach out to Talon One or reach out to Housing and ask, they're going to say no. So just keep that in mind. Everybody else is moving in on the 9th, 10th, and 11th on one of those days. All right, so that was I know that's a lot of information, and we haven't even jumped into like all of the nitty-gritty day-to-day details, which we will in just a second. But I want to remind you that our website, our housing website, is really the best place for you to go to access any of the information about move-in. We've got a whole page dedicated to move-in with all of the really everything that you want to know. It's there. Your pre-arrival checklist is there. The day-to-day details are there. Any special links are going to be there. So please make sure that you are checking out the move-in website for any questions that you might have, because I promise you we've probably already answered it there.
We've gotten every question you can ever imagine.
That's right.
The website is your best resource.
It really is. So let's go ahead and jump into what move-in is going to look like. What are these good folks going to expect when they pull into campus on the 9th, 10th, and 11th? What is that process going to look like kind of from start to finish for our families?
Sure. So Kennesaw State, I'm going back in my memory bank, I think this might be year 10 that we've done a drive-through move-in. So for you, the families out there, particularly those students, you don't have to get out of your car in that hot August heat. We bear that burden for you, and you will actually drive through very much like you would at your favorite fast food restaurant. And you'll present your Talon card, and then we'll do all the hard work for you. You get to stay in your air-conditioned car. Super cool.
Through check-in. Through
check-in, yes. When you're unloading, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it through 2 different perspectives, the student experience and then the parent experience, because it is going to be a little bit different. So students, if you are driving your own vehicle or if you are riding in a vehicle with a parent, guardian, family member, friend, you, the student and student only, will be allowed into the check-in process. And so on the Kennesaw campus, that is the central parking deck. We'll wind you up a couple floors. As Catherine mentioned, if you haven't already gotten your Talon card, you'll be directed to pick that up. And then we'll bring you around to the other side, and you will actually get a move-in packet, a little envelope with your name on it, and has some really cool information inside of it for you there. And then the students will then go to the unloading zones and start that process. Now, parents, you're wondering, what about me? What am I supposed to do? I can't be separated from my student. Well, that's all about to happen. At the end of move-in, you're going to say goodbye to your student. So what better time to start than right at the start of check-in?
That's right.
So we do separate students and parents. Students will go through the check-in process. Parents, you're going to go straight to the unloading zone. We mentioned the move-in website. There are move-in maps, both directional and parking maps for you based on where your student's going to be living. Please follow those specific routes. It is a great website. Our interactive map is super fantastic. It will actually talk to you and direct you like any directional map app would.
Pull those up before you get to campus. It is much easier to be following those like even before you get here than being in your car like trying to figure things out and then you lose signal or something. So don't do that. Like be prepared before you get here.
Right. We love families that are super prepared.
Yeah, MVPs.
Have things printed out. It's great to see. So the students will go through the check-in process. I mentioned the central parking deck for Kennesaw. On the Marietta campus, it'll be P38. It's parking lot P38. It's right by the Student Rec Center. You'll drive into that area. I promise you, you cannot miss anything. We're gonna have tons of signs for you. Please check out the move-in maps like Catherine just said. But on the Marietta campus, you're gonna drive through P38, same setup. You have to present your Talon card. So going back to that pre-arrival checklist, if you do not have your Talon card, if you received it at orientation and you've already lost it, or you're a returning student and you've misplaced it, can't find it, the Talon card, it's kind of like Monopoly. You don't get to pass go unless you have your Talon card.
That's right.
That's the first thing we're gonna ask for. You don't have to memorize your KSU ID number, just please have that card ready. And because it is a drive-through process, we try to process people very quickly. So again, we mentioned not packing the Talon card away. A couple years ago, we had someone who had to unload their entire card to get to the Talon card because we will not accept a driver's license. Why?
Yep.
We already mentioned it. The Talon card is the key to your room. So if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to move any of your stuff in.
Literally can't go in.
It's huge. I can't stress how important it is. So your parents are going to go to the unloading zone. Once the student has checked in, parents, I promise that is going to take less than 3 minutes to get them all the way through the check-in process. Your student will meet you at the unloading zone. And we also mentioned before, try to bring as few cars as possible. Try to limit it to a car carrying your student and a car carrying your belongings. You'll go to the unloading zone. We purchased, I think, about 300 of these really nice hard plastic bins on wheels. We have 4,600 students checking in. We have 300 bins. Y'all can do the math.
Yeah.
You can check out a bin with a driver's license or some other piece of collateral. Each family gets one bin for 1 hour, and then we're going to start calling you.
Like, bring it back, please.
We need the bin back. So we recommend that families, you bring your own dollies, wagons, anything on wheels that might help you cart stuff from your car to the room, up the elevator. It's always, I don't make a lot of promises on move-in day, but I can promise you it's going to be very hot, given it's July and I'm already sweating.
I mean, these days are warm, like very warm.
It's going to be brutal, I think. So please, to make your experience better and to ease the strain on our staff, bring your own bins, wagons, dollies, whatever you need to bring to carry in your items. So you'll have the unloading zone where you can stay parked until your car is empty. And then once the car is empty, we're going to ask you to move it so that we can accommodate for other families that are coming behind you, because the move-in arrival times are every 30 minutes. And so we have families coming every 30 minutes, and we need those parking unloading zones cleared.
Yes. And those days, like Chris said, they're going to be very warm. So make sure that you come comfortable. Wear tennis shoes, very comfortable shoes. Wear light, like breathable fabrics.
Yes.
Really make sure that you are doing everything possible to make this a really comfortable experience for you. We are doing our best, and so we want to make sure that you are also doing it. Another thing, if it is possible, you guys are strong and healthy, take the stairs. I know that doesn't sound super fun, but like Chris said, lots of people, small buildings. We've got elevators in some of our buildings, not all, but some, in most of our buildings, but it's gonna be, 1 to 2 elevators for a lot of people. So if you can, and you're strong and healthy, take those stairs, carry your bins up. It'll make it a lot easier for you and your family. We're gonna have water available, but bring your own water as well. Bring some snacks to to keep moving.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen,
those
yeah.
little neck fans that'll blow air at you.
Those are awesome.
Those are.
We should get those for all of us. They're just like keep blowing wind in your face. Those are great. But if you do need some water or things like that, stop by our information tents. We're gonna have them available for you all. So make sure that you do that. And then once you hit a good stopping point, go to the dining hall, get some lunch, refresh, and then get back at it with your student. And so these days are really fun. They're also really emotional.
They are.
Really emotional for families because these are like, they're babies going.
Some parents are super excited.
Some parents are like, bye.
Yeah. It's like your 4th or 5th kid. You're about to be an empty nester and like, see you later.
Yeah, they're like, here's your bin. Bye. Yeah. But they're really, really fun days. But so we really just want to make sure that, you're taking all of the steps to make it as smooth as possible because we are. Taking all of these measures to make sure that it's a great experience for every single person that comes. So that's a lot of information that we shared until now, but we want to take a little pause to answer some questions that we've received up until right now, either via our social media accounts or reaching out via Talon One. So we want to answer some of those questions, and then we will jump right back in to some other information that we have for you all. So, questions.
What if I'm late to my chosen time?
Yeah, so that's a great question. What if I arrive late to campus and I arrive past my move-in arrival time?
That's bad news. I'm
move
kidding. So we run move-in from 9 to 4 in Kennesaw. Let me reiterate the move-in days and times. Kennesaw, August 9th and 10th from 9 to 4. August 11th from 9 to noon. Marietta, the 10th from 9 to 4. The 11th from 9 to noon. If you show up outside of your move-in time, that's okay. 1 or 2 people late for their arrival time isn't going to, break our process. But please get to campus as soon as you can. We will promptly, at the end of move-in each day, shut down operations in those specific check-in areas. But we will have staff available after hours up until 7 o'clock to assist you if you need to check in after hours. But if you show up after 7 p.m., we're going to ask you to come back the following day, even on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So please, we know things happen, traffic, flat tires, accidents. Hopefully none of that happens to y'all, but just show up when you can.
Yep.
Does the 2-car limit include the car we will be parking on campus?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if I'm bringing 2 cars on campus, is one of the cars the ones that I'm leaving on campus? Like, how many cars can I actually bring? Is it like my car and 2 others? Or is it like my car and 1 other? What's the recommendation? Bring the car that you're keeping on campus if you are in that situation, plus 1 additional car. So again, try to limit the number of family members that you're bringing. Some people, move-in's exciting, but we don't need all 10 of your cousins here helping you move in. So the student's vehicle that will remain on campus and 1 other car to take your stuff and then your family back home. All right, so that was good questions about all the things that we just chatted about. We'll do some more questions at the end. But we're gonna keep moving along. Speaking of stuff, bringing people all this stuff, getting your room ready as part of like the excitement.
That's the most exciting part.
Yeah, like putting up all your decor and talking with your roommates, like all of that is like so much fun.
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot of things on campus that are gonna help you prepare for getting your room ready. And of course, those are gonna be the market and the bookstore. So we've got a market on the north side of campus. So if you are in KSU Place or University Village Suites or the University Village Apartments, you're very, very close to the market located in the 5000 building up there in the University Village. Or you can stop by the bookstore, which are located in the student centers, both on the Kennesaw campus and on the Marietta campus. And they've got all of the KSU things you could ever want. So I say that's that orientation, but if you can think about it, we've put a KSU on it.
Yep.
Basically.
Water bottles.
We've got water bottles and speakers
lanyards,
and blankets.
Speakers.
Everything that you could think of, we've got it in the bookstore. And we've got also some essentials. So if you forgot a little something, y'all forgot toilet paper. Toilet paper is one of the things that people always forget. They're like, assume it's going to be there when you show up.
It's
but like,
true, yeah.
Bring your toilet paper. But if you forget it, we've got some.
There's some available.
So definitely stop by. Important information, of course, is going to be on our website, like I said earlier, but there's going to be some other places where you can find some important information. One of them is, of course, our website. But you're also, when you get into your room, you're going to see some places. And one of those is going to be the emergency information magnet that's going to be on the back of your unit door. So on the back of that door, you're going to find this emergency information magnet, and it's going to have the phone numbers for some very important things. So police, is going to be on there. Your RA on call is going to be on there. The Town and One Service Center is going to be on there. And then some other places that we think are going to be important. So make sure that you are looking at this, saving these on your phone in case you encounter an emergency, you know where to find this information. And then when you get to campus, you're going to meet some really important people, some really fun people, of course, your roommates, but your RA. So RAs have been doing a lot of training.
They have, yeah.
All summer.
They are moving in next week.
So exciting. So once they move in, it basically is go, go, go for them. They're going to be learning a lot of things, getting prepared for you to move into campus, and getting ready to make sure that they're able to be great support systems for you when you are here. So make sure that you know who your RA is, save the on-call number, save their phone number, save their email, all the ways to contact them.
Join your floor group meet.
That's right. That's a great way to do it. So they are going to be reaching out with information for you all. So make sure that you know who this person is and all the ways that you can contact them very quickly. Also, if you get here to campus and you need some help, what are we going to do? We've got lots of great options for them.
There's tons of help. Now, so this is our world. We come to work at Kennesaw State every single day.
Every day.
So we use acronyms or building names because we know exactly what those are. For you, this might be your second or third time on campus. So when you're looking for University Village 1000 or UVS 4000, we realize that you may not know where everything is on campus.
Sounds like jumble.
Yeah, it's word jambalaya. So we have a ton of people that are here to help you. First and foremost, these move-in shirts we're wearing, you're going to see our staff members wearing these. Catherine mentioned the RAs. We have 160 RAs who are going through training. All total in Housing and Residence Life, we have about 200 staff members who are here to help you. On top of that, we have information booths that are going to be in every single community that are going to be staffed by people who know what's going on. They know every building and can probably answer any question you might have. So please check out the info booths. We have parent and family programs. They're going to be at the Student Success Showcase. They will have a table there at that. We have a really great Wi-Fi within our housing area. It's sponsored by a company called Apogee. They have 24/7, 365 customer service. If you have any internet connectivity issues, can't join the network, Apogee, they won't be on site, but there's a phone number that you can call. And they answer, you can actually text them if you wanted to and get help that way. If you get to your room and something is not perfect, we do have the opportunity for you to put in a maintenance request in our housing portal. Card Services is going to be in the Talon One Service Center. There are so many people here. We have volunteers. We call them nest builders. Volunteers are going to be walking around. You'll see them in their volunteer shirts. But really, anybody is here. Everybody's here for you to have a great time.
That's right.
And to have the best experience possible. So please, just pull anybody to the side and say, help me, I need help.
I need help. They're going to point you in the right direction.
100%.
If they don't know the answer, they're going to find someone who does. And so we really want you to have a great experience. And the fun doesn't end when you move into your room. It's just beginning at that point.
We've only just begun.
Only just begun. That was a few years ago. That was our little tagline, just the beginning. Throwback. And you know what? Throwbacks is what this whole theme is about, because we're throwing it back to the 90s and we are going full in on this theme, and we've got some really, really fun events planned. And so we're going to be kicking it off every single night, August 9, 10, and 11. We are leading up to the big event that we're having on the 11th. So if you're moving in on the 9th and you're like, what am I supposed to do for 2 days? There's going to be people moving in, and what am I going to do? Well, we've got events for you. We've got it all figured out. So on August 9th, we are going to be hosting a totally 90s trivia, and it's going to be at the Commons, so at the dining hall, and it's going to be starting at 6 p.m. So you're going to be able to come in, use one of your complimentary meal entries that dining has gifted you for these few days of move-in, and you're going to be able to come in, eat all the delicious food at the Commons.
As much as you can eat.
As much as you want. Isn't all you care to eat facility. And then you're going to get ready for totally 90s trivia. So if you don't know a ton about the 90s, start studying up. Start going back and watching Fresh Prince and Saved by the Bell and all those cool things. I'm sure you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to totally crush it. So come out to trivia. It's going to be super fun. It's also a great way to start meeting your neighbors and all of your RAs and all of our staff. So don't miss that. On August 10th, we're kicking it to the Marietta campus. And on the Marietta campus, we're having a retro rumble on the campus K field. So I don't even know what that means, retro rumble. It's just a good time.
Yeah, Oh, I don't either. But
So it's a surprise.
it's going to be something to not miss. I can tell you
That's
that
right.
much.
So we're going to be sharing all of these really cool details on our social that I'm going to talk about in just a second. And then this is all leading up to our fun event. It's the New Kids on the Block party. See what we did there?
For those of you who don't know New Kids on the Block,
Yeah, they're like, who is that?
They were a band in the late 80s, early 90s. They were huge. They were huge.
And it's punny.
It's punny.
It's great. So
Yeah.
we're going to be having a New Kids on the Block party. It's going to be a silent disco. We're going to have food. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have a ton of stuff. And it's going to start at 8 o'clock in the ARC Amphitheater. ARC is Austin Residence Complex.
Austin, that's
one of our
an
little
acronym.
acronyms. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's actually right behind us.
It's right behind us.
Right behind
This
this
is
building,
ARC.
right back here. You're going to see it on the maps. But before 8 o'clock, starting at 4 p.m., we're having a 90s groove down. A groove get down, that's what it's called. It's a pre-party.
A pre-party.
On the Marietta campus. So you can start getting really excited for 8 o'clock. And so we're going to have a ton of fun on the Marietta campus starting at 4 o'clock. And then we're going to bring those students to the Kennesaw campus on the bus so that they can join us for the New Kids on the Block party. And we did a silent disco last year.
Which was huge.
And it was so much fun. I don't know if you haven't been to a silent disco, it's kind of a trippy experience if you're not wearing one of the headphones because it just looks like lunatics dancing to no music.
Right, yeah.
But if you do have the headphones on, it's super fun. We're gonna have two channels. One of them is gonna be 90s hits and the other one's gonna be hits of today, so you can enjoy and dance to whatever your heart desires. And it really is just so much fun. So you don't wanna miss this. The best part about living on campus is really the memories that you get to make.
Oh, yeah.
The experiences, the people, and we wanna make sure that like starting on day one, you're having the best time ever. And so you're not gonna wanna miss these awesome events. And so let's take some more questions. What do you think?
Yeah, it's question time.
All right.
Can we move in on different dates if we are not available during the scheduled move-in times?
Can you move in on different dates? You can't move in earlier, but you can always move in later. Let me give a little warning though. So again, we have a certain number of beds on campus. If for some reason you don't show up by 9 a.m. on Monday, August 14th, that's the first day of classes, we're going to assume that you don't need your housing anymore and we're going to cancel it. And we're going to give it to someone on the wait list. So please make sure that you've communicated with our department somehow, some way, that I didn't make move-in weekend, but I am coming. Please don't give away my room.
How long can my family stay on move-in day?
That's a great question. How long can my family stay on move? Well, I guess as long as you want them to.
Right, yeah.
Until you're like, can you please leave?
Yeah.
They really can stay until the
They can't spend the night.
Yeah, they can't spend the night. There's nowhere for them to sleep with you there. But they can stay as long as you would like them to stay. You know, you can have dinner together at the dining hall, and then after dinner they can leave. But it's kind of up to you. They just can't sleep over.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be that person.
There's nowhere for them to be.
Some parents will bring an air mattress. I
Don't do
promise
that.
it. Yeah.
Don't do that. Go home at the end of the day.
Okay. What do I do if I'm on the wait list?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we know that there are a lot of people who are on the wait list right now and have questions about the wait list. We've been receiving them all summer.
All summer long.
So can you talk a little bit about what the wait list and people who are on the wait list, what should they expect?
Yes. So with us being 3 weeks roughly away from move-in, if you are super high on the wait list, like over 100, 150, it's probably not likely that we're going to get to you before move-in. We are going to continue to do waitlist placements after the start of school, but on July 28th, in order to prepare for a successful move-in, we're going to pause waitlist placements. And so if you have not received a housing offer by July 28th, you will not hear from us until after the start of school. So just keep that in mind. But our team is really trying very hard to help every student that we can. So we're continuing to place off the wait list. We get rooms to offer to waitlisted students from cancellations when a student has a room booking and then they tell us, oh, I'm not coming anymore. That's how we get rooms. So our cancellations have been a little bit slow this summer, slower than normal. So apologies to everybody who is stuck on the wait list right now, but I promise you're not forgotten. We're doing our best to help you. It's just a little hard this year.
All right, so that's the wrap on the questions there. And I
Great.
think the main thing that we get a lot of questions on is like changing things once I've selected them, or what happens if I'm on the wait list. And so hopefully that helps answer your questions. But if you have additional questions, you can always reach out to the Talon One Service Center. They are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and are really knowledgeable about so many things, housing. And if they don't know the answer, they're going to reach out to the right person.
Definitely.
And so we want to make sure that we are answering your questions. So reach out to us if you have any other ones. Also, get connected. Get connected on social media at Housing KSU. We've got an awesome team who is working on all of these like cool things that you don't want to miss out. We're going to be promoting all of the events that I already talked about. So you don't want to miss those. So make sure that you are following us starting now so that you can keep up with all of the awesome things that we're doing heading into the most exciting time of year, which is moving.
Moving. And then classes start.
And then classes start.
And then you're going to blink your eye and you're
I'm just
graduating.
kidding.
Then what?
I said it's all downhill from there. I'm just kidding. It's so fun. You come here to learn.
Yeah, Catherine's about to graduate.
I sure am. In December.
With her
my
master's.
With my
her
master's,
yeah.
Because I'm old. Because I was born in the 90s.
Okay, great.
But we're really excited. It's going to be a totally rad time. And as always, if you have any other questions, any concerns, we probably already answered it on our website. So check out our website or reach out to us and we'd be happy to connect with you.
But otherwise, we can't wait to greet you on campus August 9th through the 11th. If you've forgotten everything, go to the Move-In webpage. It has all of the answers to your questions there.
Yeah, I watch this video over and over.
Watch it on loop. Yeah, we'll give out our cell phones at the end. You can text us.
No, we won't.
No, just
Thanks
kidding.
for joining
yeah.
us.
See you soon.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.